what's up everybody? So, I missed a milestone. I'm not much of a milestone guy. I forget about milestones and anniversaries and stuff. So, I don't even know how I discovered it. I think I was just looking at an old video for some reason, or it popped up and I was like, oh crap. I've been on YouTube for 5 years. It was back in August. I think it was August 20th. 5 years of putting up crappy videos on YouTube. Can you believe that? Ugh. It's weird. Weird. So I wanted to give you a little channel history and why this channel became a thing and why it turned from its original premise. So I'm going to tell you some stories. So sit back and eat something. Oh, and this shirt here. So I have a lot of friends who do podcasting, and I try and support people because I think that's the right thing to do, especially if you're going to call them friends. So Swish and Flick. Swish and Flick is a Harry Potter podcast. My age group, we would have been whatever teenagers reading Harry Potter as it came out. And I liked it. I like sci-fi fantasy novels. I always have. I'm a nerd. It's fine. I also, am relatively athletic and I like outdoors and I can be whatever I want to be and so can you. But I read. I was a reader. I always read a lot. And Harry Potter was a great book. I remember getting the first one and just never stopped reading them. So if you like Harry Potter and you like podcasts, check out Swish and Flick. I believe they are exclusively on Spotify now. I think that they hit the big time. It's a big podcast. They're like one of the biggest Harry Potter podcasts in the world. And I went to school with Tiffany, who is one of the hosts. It's ran by Tiffany. Sarah, who is her sister-in-law, I believe, Megan and Katie, and they have good chemistry, wildly popular in that frame. So if you enjoy Harry Potter, if you enjoy podcasts, maybe give them a listen. Don't tell them I sent you; they won't care. I'm kidding, but yeah, I think they still have a feed up of old episodes, maybe on iTunes, but. Again, if you're going to listen, Spotify, you can get on for free and listen to them and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, maybe give them a listen. So, 5 years of YouTube. 5 years of YouTube. So, why did I start the channel? So, back at that time, it was the tail end of a rather golden age of firearms, mainly surplus firearms. I do, unfortunately, get into a frame of mind of quantity. And then I narrow that down to quality. I like to try everything. You guys have seen what we've done on this channel. How many videos have I done? I actually want to look that up. I didn't actually look up how many I've done. 371 videos. What am I doing with my life? God, there are people with like 40 videos and 12 million subscribers. Oh my God, that is so funny. That is so funny. And we are starting to get very close to that million view count. 875,512 by the ticker. That's wild. Yeah, wow. I haven't checked statistics in a while. I wonder what we have view count or minutes, watched minutes. This is probably watch minutes is nuts lifetime. So watch minutes 4,506,663 total watched minutes. That's crazy. Yeah. So anyway, we've been around for a little while. We're closing in on that million mark. We're closing in on 4,000 subscribers. But again, sorry, back to why I started. I got sidetracked. This might be a little rambly. It's fine. It's whatever day I choose to release this on. It's already past the anniversary. It doesn't matter. So I was doing a lot of trading, going to a couple of surplus places that I knew, a couple of shows, things like that. I was buying a lot of, so at the time it was like Mosin Nagants were still very cheap. Enfields were cheap. Mausers of all different countries were really cheap. Nagant revolver, which I still hate that I sold that Nagant revolver. And I never did a video on it either. If I could find one that didn't cost an arm and a leg, I would definitely get another one because those were super cool. And I actually saw one that was suppressed. Literally the only revolver that you can suppress because it makes a gas seal. Makarovs, Tokarov, Makarov, whatever. What else was out there? The Czechoslovakian CZ 82s and 83s, the VZ 52s, the Hakims. Geez, there's just so much, and I was just in, oh yes, more, all of it. But it was so cheap, and like there were Facebook groups back when Facebook allowed you to do that kind of stuff. It was just a different time. So I wanted to document a lot of the things that I was bringing in because I knew I wouldn't keep them. It's the same thing with with rations. I find the ones that I like, I bulk up on those, and I put them in a box if I ever need them. But I don't sit there and overthink about it too much, but I want all the information. I want all the data. So it's the same thing with firearms. I just wanted to, get as much as I could, weed out what I liked, sell the rest. So that's what I did. And it was just a golden age because you had Facebook groups, Arms List was hopping, Gun Broker was cheap, people weren't gouging. Now it's a gouge fest. It was a gouge fest in 2008, and then it went back down, and now we're gouging again because of obvious reasons. But it was just a time where I wanted to document things. So I did. I put it on YouTube. Those first few videos were terrible. The very first video was the Taurus. Let me actually look that up. It was a Taurus revolver chambered in 45 Colt, but it was like a snubby. And it was cool. It actually was a really cool little revolver. And, okay. Oh, okay, yeah, the Taurus 450 Ti. So it was a titanium framed revolver that shot 45 Colt. It was like a cannon with like a 2.5-inch barrel. It was nuts, but it was fun and it felt good and the action was great. And I love 45 Colt. So I was documenting a lot of firearms that I was buying, selling, trading, all that good sort of stuff. And then a lot of that calmed down and I wasn't really as interested. And then, YouTube turned. They didn't want to have as much to do with firearms. It's just a reality. Advertisers weren't comfortable with it. A lot of, the sentiment was starting to turn. We have a Second Amendment, which I fully support. But, YouTube was just not very happy with that. And then, to be honest with you, I wasn't really happy with the quality of the videos. Because I couldn't really get out and show you them, shoot them, target, and I didn't have an area really to do that. So I was like, well, I like doing YouTube, but what else am I going to do? And around the same time, I'm backpacking, I'm hiking, I'm doing all this stuff, and rations became a part of that world. I mean, they've been a part of that world forever. So I started watching guys like G Schultz and Kiwi Dude. Those are my two favorites. Unfortunately, Kiwi Dude, I don't think he's published a video in 2 or 3 years. G Schultz is still running, although I actually think he's been on a bit of a hiatus too, maybe, which is sad because he was the one I broke. He was the one I broke in with. I'm actually looking to see when his oh yeah, I can't spell Schultz apparently. My phone keeps wanting to correct it. But yeah, he did a lot. He's Yeah, he's got 348 videos out. I actually haven't beat on videos, but he sure does have me beat on subscriptions. Yeah, he hasn't posted a video in a little over 5 months, so that's unfortunate. But hopefully he comes back. I'm sure he's fine. Um, but so I was watching them. I was like, I could do this. I eat these sometimes, and I'll start it. The first ever video was supposed to be the beef patty MRE. And I think I've told the story, but basically I had this, oh, I forgot to grab it, whatever. It was a Nikon Coolpix camera. It was a little tiny digital point and shoot camera, but it did HD video. I think it did 720. So it was already old by that time, but I found it in our basement, and I was like, whose is this? I don't know. Let's just try it. So I got it out, and I did my thing, and it promptly went dead because I didn't charge it all the way. And that was one where you couldn't keep it plugged in while you were filming, which was unfortunate. So I did the thing, and didn't work out. I came back, and the first ration video, I believe, was the chicken, tomato, and feta MRE. If I remember correctly, I think I looked that up last night. Let me double check on that. I guess I should just keep this video list up. No. But I'll tell you, there was a lot of other things that changed too, because like if you don't look at my early videos, I've honestly considered making them private because they're pretty terrible. But the lighting was bad. But the first, actually also that's the first videos were shot on an iPad in like vertical mode, World Star fight video mode. The first actual video I did with the Nikon was the Walther CCP video. That was a sweet little piece there. I really like that. But it was also the first video that was like full screen. I finally learned. So anyway, the first ration video was a menu number 5, chicken with tomatoes and feta cheese from 2012. God, 4 years ago. It's currently sitting at 3,900 views, so not too bad. That was always a menu that was a little divisive, but I actually really liked it. So yeah, steadily went through there. You saw some on the counter, you saw some on the workbench, a couple of other firearm videos from time to time, but not a ton. That really trickled out about 3 years ago. So it was I want to say it was about 3 years since the last firearm video. It just wasn't really conducive to the channel anymore. And again, it was just that whole dichotomy of not really being able to do them the way I thought that they should be done. But also during that third year too, I was getting international rations. IMPs were readily available. The British stuff was readily available. This is when foreignmre.com started coming out, which helped us out a little bit there in the beginning, sent us a couple stuff. That was also around the time when I met Old Smoky and got to talk to Sticky Fingers, and we did some ration trading, which was really, really cool. Helped me out way more than it helped them out, because it's like, I can send you this stuff, and they're sending me stuff that is just like astronomically better than the stuff that I could send at the time. But yeah, the really cool guys. Other channels, you guys, if you're not subscribed to Sticky or Sticky Fingers or Old Smoky, dude, just get in there and do it. They're great guys. They have great channels. So yeah, there was some of that trading. So that was really, really cool. It felt nice to be able to. And there's my neighbor. there's my neighbor getting his bike out for the first time in probably months. Poor guy. I don't know if that actually picked up, but I'm not cutting anything. He's having a good time. So anyway, blah blah blah. Long story short, good guys, good channels. So the channel basically went solely ration. A couple of firearms here and there. The Ruger Security 9 came out, I know I did a couple of Glocks. But then it really did become solely rations about 2 years ago. You weren't seeing much in the way of firearms. Actually, no, the Glock 45 was only a year ago, so I did the CZ82. Those were probably tabletops. So it's been about a year, and then, I upgraded some editing software. That was another thing. So I was shooting all this stuff on a Nikon Coolpix for a while, and I had my laptop. I was using Windows Movie Maker. Heck, half the first group of videos were actually just they were one shots. So if you notice on some of the early ones, you'll see me searching out immediately for the main and for the heater and putting them together. I didn't cut. I just ran straight through. So it was like shaky start as I'm pressing the button, and then getting all that stuff heating, and it's kind of funny. So I get that heating, get everything on the tray, start tasting everything first. And if you notice, sometimes I would hold the accessory pack till like the very end to try and stretch it out so I could give that heater just another minute, just another couple minutes to finish, especially if it wasn't doing very well. But yeah, it was all one shot, so shaky intro as I was pushing buttons, shaky outro as I was turning off buttons. And then I found the editing software, Movie Maker, in my laptop. I was like, oh, this has been here the whole time. So I was able to cut things down, but I still did one shots for a long time. And then eventually I was like, why am I doing this? So I stopped. I stopped doing one shots and started splicing them. And then my computer updated to Windows 10 and it killed Movie Maker, which sucked. Oh, that sucked. So then I got a Mac and used their editing software, and I still do. But I've definitely tried to develop more of a flow, because also some of those early videos were a lot longer. As you'll notice, some of the newer videos are shorter. It's just because of the flow. I just kind of, you finally figure out how you're going to present. And I'm not always the smoothest, and I get rambly sometimes and make mistakes and all that kind of stuff. And to be honest, I don't care. I'm perfectly happy to do that kind of stuff, because it makes, it just makes the whole experience for me a bit more real. Here comes my neighbor again. He apparently just wanted to make sure that the thing still ran, so he ran it down the road and back. Who does that? Yeah, there he goes back to the garage. What a cluster. 5 years, everybody. Anyway, there's been a lot that has changed. Editing, the little intros, there wasn't an intro for a long time too, so I did the little little guitar track, which I actually recorded on an iPhone 6. Amazing that it came out as well as it did. I mean, I rendered it, but yeah, it was not bad. It was not a bad little thing. And then we had the other little lick that I'm using for the snacks and so forth, and that was used for Broke Outdoors, which was a channel me and my brother sort of attempted but killed because we just weren't doing it. So that's, is what it is. But anyway, so we have that, and yeah, I mean, there's been some upgrading along the way here and there, not a ton, but there is going to be some movement on upgrades, and I kind of want to talk a little bit about the future too. So I actually just came today from buying a new camera. So we've got a new camera. This is a Canon M50. It's a mirrorless lens, all that good stuff. So I'm trying to do a little bit, but the camera that I have works. But I think that this is going to get me a little bit better video. I also have a nicer mic, external mic coming for this as well. Should be here in a day or two. And I just want to kind of try and step it up a little tiny bit. The issue with this camera that I'm filming on now, it's fine. It's not blurry. It shoots at decent resolution, but it could be better. But it doesn't really have much options for external mics, like getting that sound quality better, which is something that I know a lot about because I've recorded music and I do podcasting. But I'm limited by the camera, so now I have a camera that is not as limiting. So hopefully we'll have better audio, we'll have better video, and hopefully you guys can tell. If not, then I just drop money on vanity more so than functionality. It should be good though. It should be good. I'm pretty happy. I've wanted to step into either the DSLR or mirrorless world for a long time. And oh my goodness, I was talking with my brother about this. This was a horrible decision. I was down between this and the SL3. First and foremost, for my purposes, I need to have external mic capability. So I have a shotgun coming. I have lav mics. But one of the most interesting and albeit unthought of is the ability to have a screen that pops out to the side, not the bottom or the top. Bottom, I have a tripod. I shoot on tripods. Through the top, it completely negates the use of a shotgun. But then the ability to switch it over. So like I'm actually doing right now, this camera, I have the screen facing me so I can kind of see myself, which is actually good and bad because sometimes I'll catch myself looking here and not here. But anyway, this allows you to see your scene as you're sitting down. So this was an important thing. And not a lot of cameras even have that option, and it's so stupid that they don't. I'm excited about this. I'm going to be going through that this weekend, and you will be seeing new videos on that. And hopefully you can tell. Hopefully you can tell better sound and better video quality. But aside from that, we have a ton of new rations. I've got so much stuff to go through. It's not even funny. We are going to maintain the 5-day-a-week schedule, which honestly, in some weeks it's been 6 or 7 days because of subscription boxes. But I like doing the dual snacks. I like doing the hot sauce. I like doing the coffee reviews. And I like doing the rations. I'm not going to do 5 days of rations. It's just, A, it's super unhealthy. B, it would be super expensive. Coffee, pretty cheap. Snacks, very cheap. Hot sauce, pretty cheap. But it's content, and a lot of it's shorter form content, but it's something to wake up with and just pop it on while you're brushing your teeth. Oh yeah, dummy, look at him eating that hot sauce. Oh, that's an interesting coffee, maybe I should check him out. Or, man, I actually like that snack he has. Maybe I could pick that up at the store. So it's just informative. But it's as much for my entertainment as it is for your informational value. So hopefully you get some information out of it and you enjoy it. That's the point. Subscription boxes will continue here and there. They will trickle down. I think there are a couple that I could see having a little bit more long term, but I don't know. There's a lot of gimmick in those, and I don't want to do them forever. And it's not the premise of the channel, but they have been viewed pretty good, so I get it. But rations will be here to stay. I'm probably going to mix in some more backpacking stuff next year. This year's been a wash. It's really sucked. I'd like to do some more gear videos. I have a camping stove video planned. I really do need to do a gear loadout for you guys so you can kind of see that, because that's something that I've poured a lot of time into as well. So I'd like to do that. But I don't know. There's other ideas bubble up in the head from time to time that I write down. So we'll see. We'll see. But I think that's about it. So 5 years on YouTube. Seems like it's flashed by. The channel's still growing, so I'm happy about that. There's a lot of people I see continuously coming in and out. So thank you very much for the support, for the comments, for the suggestions. Building a little happy little community. It's been great. I love hearing from you guys. And I even there are some when I don't hear from for a while, I'm like, hey, where did so-and-so go? Where are they at? And then they pop back up. It's like, oh, there they are. Hey, good to hear from you. So drop me a comment down below. Let me know how you're doing. And also, if you have any suggestions, anything content-wise you might like to see, I've gotten some good hot sauce suggestions. Rations, obviously. Not too many in the way of snacks or coffee, but I've gotten a couple coffee suggestions too. I can't say that. But if you have suggestions for things you'd like to see on the channel, write it down in the comments. Let me know what you'd like to see, and I'll try and incorporate it the best way I can. But anyway, here's the 5 years. Thank you all for coming along for the ride, and we will catch you on the next one. See ya.